The story goes that it was the first phone booth ever created. I don't know if I believe that, but there's certainly some truth to the rumors. I won't say where we are, but if you look us up, we were one of the first towns in the United States using coin-operated phones at the turn of the old century. With a story like that, kids are bound to take it and run. The college-aged ones would tell us the stories, scratching the stubble that itched their chin whilst perched on hometown porches, where they would spend the summer dreaming and inhaling beer out of dirty bottles like it were the air they breathed. Joey said he'd done it on a dare when he was in the 3rd grade, way younger than we were at the time. He'd walked right into the roofless, half-rotted booth, grabbed the telephone off its hook, and held it up to his ear. He thought up a name real hard in his head. Thought real hard until he saw a face when he closed his eyes. And the phone started to ring. We asked who he called, but he finished his beer and chucked the bottle at us, swore at us, and told us to scram, barking that you can't ever tell no one who you called, or else you're cursed forever. From there, my friends and I annoyed anyone we could until they gave us something just so we'd screw off. What surprised us was everyone had a story. Every story was different, but we learned that a visit to the old phone booth was a firm ritual demanded of every local boy to become a man. The general consensus said it went like this. After the sleepy town closed its eyes and winked its lights shut, you and your friends would gather at the old water reservoir, past the western point of town and the last row of houses. I brought 4, Lou, Doss, Victor, and Charlie. They didn't want to come, but you needed witnesses, and I'd still have enough if one chickened out. Then 2 marbles markers for the beginning and end of your pilgrimage, and set the first at the edge of the water. From here, you would begin your route, tracing half the perimeter of the pond, and then you start walking perpendicular to the shore towards the forest. You keep walking like that until you find yourself deep in the woods, and the chill in the air turns your breath to smoke. It's impossible to miss it then. When we reached the woods, we knew without a doubt we were the first of a new generation to come this way. Dead grass became untamed under our feet, and our steps soon energetic trudges to reclaim the old path. Then for an hour we were lost. Every tree looked just as dark and strangled as the last, and our footsteps disappeared every few steps, swallowed by foliage. The objective of our journey was forgotten as a howling filled our ears, the bitter wind of autumn reminding us of the warm beds we had forfeited. Now we huddled and shuffled along, 5 boys with barely enough skin to stretch over our ribs, trying to spot a landmark, a trail, or someone that could help us find our way home. Forget the telephone booth. It was the first time I ever saw Doss cry. If his daddy saw the way Doss was trying to hide his tears now, he'd throw him out into these woods every night. "Damn it all!" he cried, and from the same exhale came a cloud of rolling smoke. We tried to remember what that meant. Then Doss pointed, his finger piercing the gray breath he had summoned in front of him. The smoke cleared, and in front of us within a small clearing of trees was the telephone booth. We stepped into the small grove of trees, standing in a circular array that blocked the wind and muted its shrieking. In the pristine center was a gorgeous, dark mahogany booth, complete with ornate glass so clear the panes looked empty. There was an uncanny clash of old and new, a warmth that accompanied the light that beckoned from the dark. Its door was open, and inside a black telephone fitted atop a large base rested on a small table. When I took my first step inside, the shuffle of anxious footsteps followed. The interior was warm and soon cramped as the space filled with the nervous energy shooting from our bodies. "Back up! It's real! Holy hell!" I said back up. "Who are we gonna call first? Ow! Dipshit! Who's we? You got a mouse in your pocket? We all make our own call. And we're not supposed to know who each other calls anyway, or you're cursed. Forever. Back up!" The excited whispers fell silent. I pulled the second marble from my pocket. We held our breath as I placed it on the table in front of the phone. Then a chorus of whoops erupted, and even I joined in as we held each other, shadows dancing across the walls like a cackle of hyenas. Lou said, after our celebrations died, "Funny-looking phone." And it was. A Frankenstein fusion of phone and typewriter. English letters, delicately carved into wooden keys, replaced any sort of rotating number dial. "How else you supposed to call anyone?" I said with a grin, and promptly pushed my friends out and shut the door behind them. "What's he doing that for?" Lou moaned. "Ow! Dipshit! I gotta explain it to you again," said Doss. The keys chirped under my fingers with satisfying clicks. Below the handset there was a small glass film over a blank sheet of paper where a mechanical arm carved each letter I chose in ink. Joey. I paused. Then I hit the enter key and tried again. Joseph. I paused again and thought real hard, trying to remember what Joey's last name was. It was something with an F, maybe Flanagan. And as I searched my memory, an image of his sneering face greeted me, and the phone began to ring. I froze, unsure of what to do at first, then quickly plucked the handset and held it to my ear. There was a click, and the noise stopped. Just shut up already. Jesus, who is it, Garrett? What did I leave? It was him, no mistaking it. Joey? Guess who this is, Joey? Go ahead, guess! There was silence on the line. I was worried he'd hung up. Joey? How'd you get my number? I cackled into the phone. You thought I was too chicken. Make sure you tell everyone I did it. I mean, we all did. Doss, Victor, Lou, Charlie. What are you talking about? You swipe a phone book, or did your little asswipe friends give you it? No, Joey. I made it to the telephone booth. I'm inside it right now. I'm calling you with it. You're not gonna think you're so funny next time I see you. You think I'm lying? I used the marbles so you can check yourself. It wasn't as hard as you said. Someone must have come and fixed the thing up though, 'cause you said it was broken when you came, but... Did you smoke some grass or something, huh? You really that stupid? Huh. But I'm literally... Let me talk to you like you got a fully formed brain. I made that shit up. The old-timers did too. Lay off the dope and the booze and focus on getting out of this garbage town. Whatever you say, Joey, he sighed. I'm serious. Next time I see you, I'm gonna hurt you. Don't call here again. The line clicked and I set the phone down. Joey may have gone to college, but he wouldn't know water if he was drowning in it. I smiled at my friends pressed up against the glass behind me and waved them in. What about the curse? One of them asked. It's not real, I said. I explained and then I pushed them forward. Have at it. What a wuss. Doss laughed and snatched the handset. He typed hurriedly into the keys, licking his lips like a starving man picking items off a menu. Uma Thurman. Slow down, Doss. You spelt it wrong, Lou whined, but I waved him off. It's all right. Just close your eyes, Doss. Imagine them perfect lips. That tight outfit she wore in that movie. His eyes scrunched up and his mouth did this funny little curl upwards. He looked like he was having a heart attack. Then the phone began to ring. The terrible thing that happened to us was waiting patiently, a few distant hours away. But before that moment, it was a dream in that booth. Sleep, nor food, nor water crossed our minds as we tossed that phone back and forth to each other in fantastic delight. To our dismay, Uma Thurman didn't answer. Neither did Michael Jordan, Chuck Norris, or Jim Carrey. But we did have a few notable, albeit brief conversations. Shaquille O'Neal, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Mr. T all picked up. We could only get a few words in before the line went dead, but it counted for us. Charlie's hands were shaking after he screamed, "Hello, Mr. Iron Mike!" into the handset. The person I first had in mind was President Clinton. Now I wouldn't bother. What, with everything going on in the news? But at the time, he was a legend. Lou said it would probably go to his secretary or something, but I had a feeling the booth would find a way to get the call to him. And I swear on my mother's grave, on that night, I exchanged a few pleasant words with the President of the United States of America. You don't have to believe me. A lot of this story sounds fake, but like I said, it counts for me. We didn't realize it when Doss picked up the phone next that our time was up. Was it worth it? Laughing like we had never laughed before? I have to think about my answer, but I'm sure Doss wouldn't. No one noticed what Doss had typed into the phone. Lou was singing with Victor, and I was arguing with Charlie over who to call next, and Doss already had the receiver to his ear. Hush, shut up, I said. Who you calling now, Doss? Give me a sec, he said, and then he muttered, No way this works. Victor sidled around and peered over his cousin's shoulder. His eyes scrunched, opened wide, and then narrowed again in confusion. Stupid, you forget she's dead? But Doss's eyes were closed, and the phone began to ring. Victor stiffened like he'd been shot. He took a step back as the rest of us leaned forward. The ringing stopped. The conversation that followed between Doss and whatever was on the other end of that line went something like this. Hello? Hello? Grandma? See, told y'all no way it'd work. Just wanted to check. Is that my Desmond that my lousy ears hear? Grandma? Grandma, are you serious? Is that you? Serious as a heart attack. Haha, it is, Victor, it's her. You know, Dad still says that around the house. Serious as a heart attack. Aw, we miss you, Grandma. I miss you too, dear. Is Victor there? Bring him here. There is something that I must tell my grandchildren. I wish I had known to tell you this before. Oh, but at least it didn't hurt. Not too much. Not too much. Doss waved Victor over, but he shook his head, his face utter pale as the moon hanging outside. Victor's being weird, Grandma. Just tell me and I'll let him know after. There was static and warbling that could have been words. Doss's face began to twist into something, his eyes widening to meet his eyebrows, his mouth stretching and opening just as the lights in the booth cut out. One of us screamed. The sound jump-started our legs and the booth exploded into blind pandemonium trying to escape. It was somehow brighter outside, and we sprinted out of the clearing of trees, out of sight of the booth and its phone. We caught our breath, just beyond the trees, blinking and looking nervously at each. When Victor turned and started to walk in a random direction, no one questioned him. We followed. Wait, we're one short. Where's Doss? We looked around and then back at the grove of trees we had come from, dreading the thought of going back. But we didn't have to. Doss plodded out from the trees on feet that weighed 1,000 pounds. He was breathing with his mouth. His eyes stared miles beyond us. He didn't say nothing, just walked right past us in front of Victor and kept walking. Again, no questions. We just followed. The road appeared in no time at all. It makes you work to find it, but the booth is eager to spit you back out. When I got home, I crept upstairs. At the foot of my bed, I finally realized how tired I was. I crawled in, not bothering to get under the covers nor switch the light of my desk lamp off, and drifted away. The ringing of our telephone reached me before sleep could. I froze, then relaxed. Just the sound of one made me nervous. Still does. But this was the house phone, and either my dad would get it or no one would. 5 minutes later, and it's still ringing. No breaks, no cuts, no sound of my dad's door opening. I padded downstairs and stood in front of the wailing phone, like it was ringing for me. The conversation went something like this. Hello? No one's been answering. I don't know what happened. I'm at the booth. Doss? Why are you calling me? Did you go back? No, I just opened my front door and I don't think I ever left. We all walked home with you, Doss. What are you talking about? Maybe you slept walked or something. Just come back, you can spend the night here. It's dark out. The sun's rising right now. I can see it. No, it's pitch black. There's nothing here. It's just the phone booth. She said this would happen. Oh man, why did... Doss, relax, man. Don't make me come get you. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. Please don't hang up. You gotta come find me. Or she said, I didn't hang up. He did. Or the line went dead. Whatever it was, that was the last time I spoke with Doss, or anyone did. What disappointed me was how no one seemed to bat an eye. It made sense a kid would run away with a father like his. But all these years later, and I still think Doss is trying to find his way home.